Hello, welcome to another episode of Z3 RPG Development. Currently I am on version 0.18.2. These are just the changes since the last time. I did a lot of updates for the, a handful of updates for the plugins. These are game changes. Did some rebalancing for freelancer, enemies, experience for enemies. Changed some parameters around on some of the plugins. Added taunt to the enemy goblin, so now he taunts you. Not sure exactly what that will have an effect, but we'll see what happens. Change the drops and rates for slime and other enemies. So 17.1 did that because we're working on certain lava tiles. Well, they're not actually lava tiles, but they're like hot rock lava kind of deal. Yeah, it's basically let's see, there we go. Where is it? Not this. This is the actual lava tile. This tile right here wasn't damaging the player by default, so I made it damage the player. Let's get rid of this. There we go. Okay, so yeah. Alright, sorry about that. I forgot to do a couple things before I started the video. But that's done now. So yeah. Alright, so anyway, these are the other changes. I made the snowshoes into running shoes because I didn't want to really use the snowshoes. I wasn't going to be using them for a very long time. So I figured I'd disable running or dashing, either way. I disabled dashing by default, just to a plugin, and made it where you gotta find the running shoes. Those can be found in the current game. Move this a little bit here. There we go. Right. Those can be found in the game currently, even though you really can't get past, I believe, the Sister Towers. I believe that's the one you can't pass right now. Or no, maybe either that or the Dark Forest. One of them two. I always forget which one. For a while it was the Goblin Cave, but I kind of fixed that, so now you can get past that. Made some changes around Goblin Cave. As you can see, I got rid of all the rocks and stuff. Changed this around. Bunch of some changes to the map. There he is. Gotta move that because you can never access that because these are in your way. There we go. Okay. Good. Now you can hop on from this side, but not from this side, which is the way it's supposed to be because you're not supposed to be able to get past here to a certain level. Then you can go hop on a boat and go around the island. Of course, you can't go through here. This and here is blocked off, so you can't pass through there. But you can go around otherwise. What I might do is just go where you can go around it. Let's see what we got for the regions. I basically don't want you being able to access this boat or ship, whatever it is. This is actually a ship. You got boat, ship, and airship in this game. Gotta put that back in now. There we we go. I suppose I could tag the terrain or something. Nah. That'd be the same thing as putting region. Because I get blocked by region. 255 is where nothing can go. And you can't go out here on your boat into the deep sea. It just won't work. So anyway, other changes. Yeah. Updated the regions so you can traverse on them, travel on them. Change where Ellsberg is, right around here. Change all this around. Put the hills in so you can't go over here. But you can come over here and go into Ellsberg. This is Ellsberg, which is not really complete yet. So adjusted the coastline, and updated the regions. And now you can go in and out of Ellsberg when you're ready. When it's ready. Rearrange the plugin orders. This may or may not affect things. Split Florana and North Florana. So there's a land called Florana I made. Florana, however you want to pronounce it. It was one, now it's the north and south area because it was already, let's see what's that world map there is. It was already blocked off. Oh. I don't think I did anything. Okay. This is the Florana map. This has been cut off. All of this area has been cut off because it's now an island, and as you can see, you get this mountain range that comes right across here, which you cannot cross unless you go by boat around here. But that's a different story. I have it where actually, why didn't I just go to the Florida map? There we go. Now I have South Florida here, which only goes up to here, and then I got the North Florida here, which I can actually get rid of a little bit more of this if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, so as you can see, I changed this all around, cut some off, and yeah, I'm keeping this for me right now as a reference map. You see, this is all changed and stuff on the other map. This has been moved, and yeah, this map is never getting used, basically speaking, in the game. This is bad doing, this is getting used, but the other one will never get used because it's more of a reference map. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but yeah. Anyway, so after that I did more. I updated these two for version 0.18.0. Did some fixing with spells and transfer events. Changed this around with the salesperson in BCC, Bitonia Capital City. So yeah, this is where I started changing documentation to HTML. Now I'm changing it to a CHM file, or two of them actually, one for just the plugins and one for the game information. And changed a bunch of stuff around in Sister Towers. A lot of changes in there. With the creature, finally turned off the touch UI by default, which you can turn back on. In options, by default it's off because this is not really designed, well, I'm not designing it for touch screens, or at least not targeting them anyway. Basically the game's going to be on PC only, Windows PC only, no touchscreen, although the touch is still enabled by the engine and should be functional, but I'm not really testing it out. So I disable it by default because I'm not supporting it by default, officially I should say. I'm not officially supporting touchscreen, so. But the main control of the game should be through keyboard. It's the best way to work the game so far. Mouse works pretty good. Doesn't do the same, but it still works pretty decently. Which, again, would coincide with touchscreen because clicking the mouse on a screen is kind of like touching the screen. It does the same basic thing. If you had a touchscreen, I do not have a touchscreen. That's why I'm not really supporting it. Yeah. So. Alright, this. Not sure if that really affected the battles or not. It should affect the battle difficulties. Basically, what they do is their power is based on your class. The enemy's powers. Get to work on some effects, which are not really being used anyway, but for future. Change that around a little bit to be a little more efficient. Yeah. Get rid of, so, let's see here. There we go. Ground floor. So I did a lot of changes here. So you see there's more dirt piles except for here, which is going to be taken out once the boulder thing is finished. That will disappear, but you still cannot access upstairs on either side. The crystals, oh okay, good crystals get changed to rock piles here. The crystals here are not going to be disappearing, they are there permanently. Same here. This is your little creature thing. It looks like a bush right now, but the creature hiding in the bush, you know, like the movable bush that people hide in and the funny scenes you see on some movies or TV shows or whatever. They're pretending to hide in the bush and they move around with the bush. Games do that too, but yeah. So, again, I just went with that. Renamed a lot of events, a bunch of maps. Changed the sign BC in Betonia Capital City, right here, for the item shop, or health shop in this case. It's actually a health shop. Might turn this into the actual item shop, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Yeah. That's my setup common event. That's basically it turns on. That basically runs when you first run the game, or when you first start the game. Yeah. So dash is disabled on the map. Is disabled. That's it. Which you can do per map. Here by simply disable dashing. If you do that, you will not be able to run or dash. as the engine calls it. Modify the rewards for quests and goals as well. Yeah, good. This is just temporary, I guess. Yeah, it is temporary because it's something going to be done on the second floors of the towers. And that's why we just went over. And for 18.1, yeah, I think I reverted this. Yeah, I did that, and I got rid of the starting money and the starting potions that you had on you. So you can get an unlimited amount of water from your tent, which is kind of interesting, but yeah. And this is where I added the CHM file. I've since split it into two files, one for the main game documentation, the other one for the plugin documentation. Plugin documentation is going to be very long. As there's a lot of it. So I'm using something called a variable window now, which is just an extra window at the bottom of the screen on your menu, on the main menu. Gives you a little extra information. Okay, this is stuff added to documentation. And this is when I remove the starting potions as well. So yeah, those are the updates. And yeah, I am going to actually just work on the documentation. Which I do through this program here. So this is going to be a short episode because I'm not going to sit here and record everything I'm doing. Because it's going to be a while before I'm done with this documentation, so that's pretty much it. So I will end here. Till next time, this is Z3 RPG Development.